What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $2,224 in the first hour of trading today. I actually finished the day up $3,150, but I made some trades later on, and obviously I'm not going to go over that because I wasn't recording. But we'll go over the first hour and show you what I did in this terrible market. Okay, so my first trade was on LTRX. This one hits the scanner. You're not going to be able to see it it's a different scanner that I have access to from one of the chat rooms I subscribe to. Actually, a couple of the chat rooms I subscribe to, they run trade ideas, and it hit the scanner. It's a different kind of low flow scanner. I pull it up. I see it's about to crack this is kind of what I see when I pull it up right here. I see it's about to crack the 450 mark. And I'm thinking to myself, well, it cracked 450, which is the 50-day moving average here on the daily chart. Maybe we can get something going out of it. It has made bigger moves in the past. I could see that on the daily chart here. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm going to give it a whirl. I'll jump in, see if it can crack 450. It does not. And finally it starts coming back down. And as it starts coming back down, you know, if it's gonna crack 450, it's gonna do it like instantly, because we're like at 446. You know, when I get in, I have to look back on the tape. I can't remember exactly when. I think I got in at like 442. I don't know, you'll see when I run it live. I kind of recording kind of late, so my order status is gone. It's currently 12:45 a.m. So anyway, E-Trade's wiped it for the day. So anyway, you'll see it when I run the tape. I think it was 442. Maybe it was higher up. I don't know. It probably was the top tick. Anyway, you know, when it gets this close, you want to see a ramping up of volume as it approaches these $half levels for people jumping in that want to play the $half level. It doesn't do that. In fact, the ask starts to tick down, tick down, tick down. And that's when I bail and I get out. I think I'll lose like 89 bucks on this, and as you can kind of see, it just went crap all over itself. So I constantly teach, if a stock doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, cut it loose, move on, because a lot of times the absolute opposite will happen, and this thing just dropped 50 cents in a matter of 2-3 minutes. So it didn't mark out, which is fine. You know, I was looking for maybe $200-300 winner off of this if it would have worked. So, you know, risk reward was there.
AVX.
So the next stock I play is MYND. I get in, you'll see it hit my low float scanner here. It starts to move. I can see that it likes to hit this 200-day moving average and reject it. And guess what it did today? I actually call this out in my chat room. You won't hear it because it's later on. When I say, you know, watch the stock, it loves to hit the 200-day moving average and completely just get rejected by it every single time. And that's what exactly it did today. I was looking for a move up to that 200-day moving average, and actually at one point tried to short there today, but E-Trade didn't have any shares. But anyway, I get long. It hits my high-day Momo scanner. I get it at 158, right inside the spike here, and there's some shares at 160. I'm thinking to myself, okay, if it can break this like 160 level, get past these moving averages here, then we've got a nice little gap window up to 2. It just couldn't do it. It was just too much too soon. There was no bid support. You'll see the price action. It was up to 160 and it drops to like 145. And when I see that, that's my cue to kind of get out. At one point, there was a bid at 153. You'll hear me call that out in the video. I think it was like 3,000 or 5,000 shares. I say, okay, if that looks like it's going to go, I'm going to stop out on that. And that's exactly what happened. The bid came in, it started getting hit, and I immediately sold. And then it did flush down to 147 or something like that, and then it immediately popped right back up, and then made the run to $2. So if I was paying attention at the time, this candle is exactly what I teach. Here's the pop, here's the pullback candle, and I would have been a buyer right here inside this candle right here. What is that, 161 for the continuation, and that would have paid off nicely. But I wasn't paying attention. I don't believe I was anyway for that move. But anyway, the move I played did not work out. Why is this being weird? Okay, it didn't work out for me. I stopped out for another loss. MYND hitting the scanners. Take a shot at it. And at 158, looking for 160 to go. If 160 can go, it might move. Alright, looking to get out. Okay, 153, if that goes, I'm out. Alright, I'm out. 153. So this next trade was on Netflix, and this one paid off pretty nicely for me. I was looking at the chart here, and I was looking at the SPY as well. And you know, the SPY, I don't even think Netflix is in the S&P 500. It might be. I don't even know. I don't even care, because all the markets, you know, Dow, S&P 500, Russell, basically, they've all been trading the exact same. Here's a chart. Here's a 1 minute chart of the SPY at the moment. I probably could pull up the NASDAQ or the Dow, and it probably looked the exact same thing. I was just using the SPY. The reason why they all look the same is because computers are trading them, and they're just doing the same stuff. But anyway, as you can see, it's the exact same pattern here. Is the 1 minute chart out of the open, popped up, flushed down, popped up, barely a new high, right? Barely a new high. Came back down. This on the Netflix chart is the VWAP, and it found support at the VWAP. Here it's found support here and started to move back up. So I was anticipating, I saw that this move was happening to the upside, so I went long Netflix thinking, okay, support at the VWAP, about to go candle over candle. After a pop, pull back, candle over candle. I go long because I see this candle shoot up. This happened before this move. I bought down here. You'll see it when I go live on it. And I got the pop, but it didn't make a new high. And neither did the SPY here, and I got kind of worried. So I was thinking we're going to make a higher or a lower high. So this high was lower than this one. That's not what I want to see. I want to see what it eventually did, which is, you know, high, high, higher high, higher high. That's what I wanted to see, the stair steps up. But this, when I played it, I got in here and I sold up here. Actually sold it like 302.66, I believe it was, somewhere right here, and then it flushed all the way down to 301.50. So my exit and entry was perfect, but it ended up working even more to the upside. The reason why I was looking at Netflix long on any kind of strength in the markets, because Netflix was at basically $380 after earnings the other day, and has completely sold off all of that and then some, just because the markets are completely tanking. So these stocks that have had good earnings, you know, Netflix is one of them. Microsoft is probably another one. They had great earnings, and it's just completely sold off all of that move. I think Intel had good earnings. I actually held the gains. Twitter, I know, had good earnings. Did it give it all back? No, it held it up. So there's a couple stocks, you know, there's a handful of stocks that have had really good earnings, but had just completely sold off with all the market jibber jabber that's going on. And if there's any strength in the market, I'm going to play these names that have been beaten up, and Netflix is one of them. I mean, today went all the way to high at 314. So anyway, that was the trade. It worked out very nicely. Not one I typically do because Netflix is pretty volatile, as you'll see when I run the clip, but it worked out for me. All right, long Netflix 301.39.
Mind Analytics continuing here, $1.98 the high on volume, monthly
I'm out 302.66. So this next trade was on YECO. This is one that I've been watching for a while, waiting for the first time we go candle over candle in the daily chart, and I had missed the entry point. No, I didn't. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what's going on here. So anyway, this is what happens. It just shoots up out of nowhere and goes on a circuit breaker halt. Wasn't in it, right? So I was able to come over here. I was able to look at it. I'm looking until my room. You got two things going on for us here. First up, it's if this is support, this level right here, these previous highs of the day, that's like call it $4.40. If that's support, that's only 50 cents from where we are right now, which is a lot. So I'm telling myself, if I get in this thing for the break of $5, worst case scenario is it drops all the way down to here, and that's what I lose. So that's what I'm risking. Granted, I'm not probably good. That's probably the worst case scenario, and that worst case scenario is not going to happen. So it's not like it's $4. This support area isn't like it's not like $4 away. It's only 50 cents away. So maybe the worst case scenario for me is I get out and I lose 20 cents, which would be $400 with 2,000 shares. But the upside of this, there's a couple golden opportunities here. First off is the break of the whole dollar, so you have people that'll buy that. The second domino, so to speak, is the daily candle over candle for the first time since this humongous pop. It's just been pulling back, pull back. And then today we finally broke the previous daily candle's high. Or we could have, right? We did do it, obviously. You can see it here. But at the time, this is what I'm looking at. The high from yesterday was 497, and the halt was at 494. So I'm telling my group, if it opens above $5, I'm not going to play it. If it opens below $4 or $5, I'm going to jump in looking for the break of $5. I put my order at $5.10 because I wanted in, and I was okay with a little slippage because I knew this thing can run. I mean, it ran to freaking $18 the other day. So I wanted in for those two dominoes to hit, the whole dollar and the daily candle over candle. That's what I was looking at. Whole dollar and the daily candle over candle. So the daily candle over candle is only 2 cents away from where it halted. Then you have the whole dollar. So that's just two big dominoes that could get people excited to get in this thing. So it opens up, and immediately what you'll see, you can't see it in the candlestick. Well, it opens at 498, drops down to 490, doesn't flush out. It just sits there for like a second, like it surprised people that it even opened up, kind of thing. And that was my opportunity. I'm like, well, if it's not going to sell off, it's going to go up. And I jump in, I get a partial fill, about 1,000 shares at $5.08. It immediately jumps to 448, and it looked like it was going to halt. I actually sit back in my chair. I'm like, okay, it's going to halt. Sweet, that's what I want. And then it doesn't halt, and the bid just gets eaten up and starts to drop, and that's when I sell. And you'll see that when I run live. I sell at like 533. because a lot of times if a stock looks like it's going to halt but doesn't end up halting, then that's usually a bearish sign, and it usually sells off pretty hard because it just head fakes everybody that was in it for that halt. So I sell, but it head faked me because it immediately went right back up and went on a little bit of a run all the way to, what was the high? Jeez. Well, this high was 650. Jeez, did it really run up to $9 today? Oh my gosh. So it had a pretty big run today. I wasn't around for that. But, you know, it was a nice win for sure, and, you know, added to the total.
I'm not going to buy if it opens over 5 though, which it looks like it's going to do. There it is. I want to see if it gets over 5. I'm long partial fill, 1,000 shares at 508. Sold it. Wow, I thought it was going to halt, but it didn't. Sold it at 533.
So this next play, kind of, I was profitable on it, but I ended up selling for a loss. So one of my favorite plays is a pop, a pullback, and then candle over candle, whether it's on the daily chart, as you can see here, pop, pullback, candle over candle. Here we go, pop, pullback, and what I say by pullback is these candles aren't making new highs out of the move up. So this is a new high from this candle. This high is not higher than this candle. This high is not higher than the previous candle. This does break the previous candle's high on the pullback. So I go long right here looking for the pop, and I immediately want it to run, and it doesn't do that. I get in at like 556, it pops up. I see that the momentum is weak, and I don't sell, and I usually do, but this is just, you know, just bad execution on my part. It doesn't sell. I'm giving a second, which I shouldn't have done. It comes back down below 50, and I sell for a stop loss of, I think, minus 13. It ends up, for some reason, the next candle going nutso and leading to the charge up to 650. But you know what? I'm totally fine with getting out. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Bailed, move on.
All right, so looking for the break of 554. I don't want to see a candle under candle. Min. Needs to go. All right, I'm out. Didn't do it. Candle over candle. Didn't do it, so I got out. Minus 13.
So PLAG. This is a stock that people are very familiar with recently. Pot stock. This thing that went from freaking basically $2.88 to $11 in a day. So people know it can run. So it hits the high day scanners. It goes to a circuit breaker halt. I'm not in it. Okay. Telling my group, all right, so the support level is this, you know, 490 level. We're only 40 cents away from it. You know, if it opens up and I have a chance to get in for the 50-cent break, I'm going to do that. If it runs, great. If it doesn't, I'll sell immediately and get out. You know, maybe lose 20, 30 cents. But the upside move is the potential's there, especially since what YECO just did out of the halt. What did YECO just do out of the halt? Well, we just went over it. You should know. Out of the halt, it popped and went on a little bit of a run, right? Recently, you know, most stocks have just been selling out of the halt. But today, you know, we just had one with YECO just go straight up. So people are like, oh, I want to be on the next one. I want to be on the next one. It's called a sympathy play. You know, they're not related. They're not companies that are related at all, but they're both low float stocks that just had halts, and they're former runners. So people are looking for the upside. That's why I'm looking to play this $0.50 for an entry point. Chasing it, yes, but the potential is there. I get in. I can't remember where. I think it was like 548. I don't know. You'll see it when I run it live. And I'm just looking for a $6 break on this. Maybe even a break of the daily candle over candle. Break $6. for some reason the 20 cent level is always kind of the cap whenever these stocks, you know, break that level or get to that level. It usually hits its head on that 20 cent level. I don't know why. So I sold half at 608 as it popping up, and I was playing around with that last half, thinking if you can get over 620, it could run to 650, but couldn't do it. It was coming back down. I sold the rest for a nice profit, and you kind of see it all. It sold all the way here before just kind of pooping on itself, and oh hey, look at that, it ran again later on the day. But this was my trade, and it was a real nice one.
PLAG, Papa Lima Alpha Golf.
Long PLAG 543. He's break 6. Broke 6. Sold half at 608. Got a candle over candle in the daily. Sold the rest 598.
And that's where I'm going to end the video for today. Like I said, just made just over $2,200. I did make a couple more trades this morning, but I'm tired. It's like 1:15 a.m. And the other 2 trades that I made were losses. They were very small. They were just trying to scalp, I think, a 1-minute setup. It just didn't work out. So, all right, you know, it's showing right now that I'm up $2,300 and change, and I gave back about $100. And again, this is all in the first hour trading. So if you're interested in my trading style or have questions in trading at all, please come down to my free Discord chat room. That's what it's there for. It's to help new traders. We also have a nice collection of experienced seasoned traders that are calling out what they see in the market. It really helps, you know, the new traders. We were all there. We've all been new traders before, and you know, the guys that we have in here remember what it was like to be a new trader and couldn't find anyone to help. That's what we're here for. So come on in, ask your questions, listen to what they have to say as they call stuff out as they see it in the market. And yeah, we'd love to have you. Link for that is in the description of this video. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.